Hello, y'all, and welcome back. It is, round 5 here that we're getting after in, let's try again. Hello, y'all, and welcome back. It is round 5 of the first season of this F1 2025 My Team Career Mode. We had a pretty rough outing in Bahrain last time out on the heels of scoring points in Japan. We had a quick turnaround to the back of the grid again. The rear tire wear definitely hurt. But we're moving forward to Saudi Arabia, which, well, we'll have to get after it. One of the tougher qualifyings of the season, just risk-wise with all the walls around. But it looks like we're going to be dry weather the whole way through, which is expected here in Saudi Arabia. I don't think you're often going to get too much turn or too much rain. I don't believe there's much upgrades. Or no, there was some upgrades, I think, that got on the car at the end of last episode. So it's time to start making some engine component changes. The ICE is just about done. MGUH can probably go one more race before it becomes a practice power unit. Everything else looks good. Let's get that new gearbox on there. And let's get after qualifying, see if we can do better than what we did in Bahrain.
Welcome to the Jeddah Corniche, one of the fastest circuits on the calendar. But let's see who will be fastest of them all. We're about to set the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yes, it's qualifying.
Here we go, winding it up for our first run of qualifying here. Fresh set of tires. Let's get a nice wide entry into the final corner, get a good run out. And on the power we go for our first lap around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Looking for this yellow bar on the right is kind of our marker. Ends up being about 125 meters to brake for turn 1. Turn 2 is even slower. Got to get the car rotated and then on power. Quick blast now into this left-right chicane. Fourth gear. Get to the wall as much as you can. Then as soon as you dare get full power through these fast sweepers, get on it. I'm going to blend a little bit because we're taking a little bit of margin for this first run. And a decent run through the first sector there. I can't complain too much. Right about the light box, we'll brake for this hairpin. Lean into the banking and run up it as we get full on the power. Another quick switchback coming up, right to left. Find a spot, get the car rotated, watch that high curb on the inside. Once we get roughly clear of it, we can really open up the throttle. Now we got a good run. We're going to use quite a bit of battery with the DRS open. That curb we can mount a fair bit. We blast down into the last braking zone of the circuit, just ahead of the 100-meter board because of the extra speed we're carrying. Late apex because it's a very small, a much narrower exit than entry. Last DRS zone opens up. And across the line with a 29.9. Back out for run number 2 on the used set of soft tires. Shut up, Mark, please. Let's see, we take a little more risk in some of the braking and turn-in spots on this lap. See if we can't find a little bit of time on the worn tires. Found a little time through the first chicane there. Use the battery in a little bit different places as well. It's a good run through the first sector though. A little bit of a lockup, it sounds like on the way in. Well, not a full lockup, just a little bit of a traction loss. really push out of that corner a lot more. Basically, understeer straight towards that wall. Got some speed now. Gonna bleed a little time at the end of the straight because I have to shut off the battery earlier for this one. Oh, we're way wide of the apex that time. That's not great. We didn't do great the first time either, so we are gonna find a ton of time on that lap though. Really pushed it harder. 29.480. Getting ready for the last run of the qualifying session. If we can execute as well as we did in our middle run, with the fresh tires we have on and the track evolution, we should be able to find a couple more tenths. Let's see if we can. Of course, it's always going to come with risks getting close to these walls. Couple of tenths in the first sector. It's a good run through there. No tire chirp on entry that time, so we got the brakes a little better. Ooh, nearly out to the barrier. Kept the foot in.
We dropped to P11.
Okay, need a good final corner. Couple, dozen meters or so more ahead of it. There we go. Actually got to the apex of the final corner. That's going to be a big improvement. Big improvement. We were sitting P13 across the line. Where do we go? 7th. There we go. Best qualifying session of the season so far.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Man, still 8 tenths off a pole, but our first time out qualifying our teammate. Did it by about 3 tenths. So basically that last run did it. Whew, that was a good lap.
Welcome to one of the fastest races in the entire calendar. And while it's one of the newer races on the F1 World Tour, it's already staked its reputation as a fan favourite. It's Jeddah, and it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah street circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Piastri, Ocon, George Russell and Tsunoda, Martins, Hamilton, Verstappen, Pierce, Behrman, Albon, Pierre Gasly, Doohan, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Isaac Hadjar, Sainz, Bortoletto, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'll give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves, big excitement, what?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Gruffy. Probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation. And you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong? And how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
All right, let's get the fuel dialed in. 51.5 according to practice. Personalized. What's looking better? I think the one stop, we might actually be able to pull the one stop off this time. Or we did save a set of soft tires. Do we want to try and go for a two-stop with softs? What's that look like? It's about 11-second difference. What if we go reverse and go for a little bit of an undercut? Let's go 11-14. We'll start on the mediums. Yeah, I think that's what we'll go with. A bit of a bog start there. Clever move from Sonoda to tuck in there. Just trying to navigate this first sector with all this dirty air the first time through is going to be tough. Got a good start though. Tires should just about be up to temperature. We do have all this extra fuel on board, so let's get the ERS dial in the right spot. We're still kind of in a qualifying location. Okay, so that's going to be a spot where the AI can get a really good run on me. I'm running pretty low wings, so I should be able to at least compete once we start getting towards VMAX, but it's those exits where they're going to have the advantage. Pit straight's always been quick for them. There's a big fight going on ahead of us, though, so we're going to brake nice and early. Yeah, there's a Haas. Ocon mixing it up with the leaders. Gotta say, regardless of the where the cars are on the performance chart, it seems like anybody can be kind of anywhere. Little 50-50 grind with the underside of my car there. So one thing, some of these high curbs are going to be a bit risky if we go a little wide. They will definitely high center the car and essentially just make us go straight. Definitely feeling some pressure from Hamilton behind at this stage. That curb we can just about straddle without too much upsetting of the car. McLarens have checked out up front. Let's defend to the inside. Got the run, let's get involved.
tyre condition still looking good.
Yellow flags behind. I think that's just people going slow through the
Okay,
chicane.
clear.
That outside curb on the left is one. Oh no, Gabriel Bortoletto out of the session. So there is a car out. Are we going to get any kind of intervention? Safety car or VSC? Usually they would have called it by now. It looks like we're just going to keep racing. The field is packed up enough that it'll consider it able to be recovered. Okay, see if we can't close back up to this couple cars ahead of us. George Russell has made his way through. I'm going to try and save some battery here, defend the inside. Okay, back to the racing line. Going to try and stick his nose up there. He's got Lewis Hamilton alongside him. Quite a lot of understeer from the dirty air that time. I was trying to just go inside. Ooh, little touch. That's definitely going to compromise the exit big time. What do you want? I want outside. Give us the inside for the second portion, and then we can usually just squeeze him out on defense. There we go. Job done. Got a fair bit of complaints from the tires at this stage. It's a bit timid through there. This run is hard for them to get an actual move done. We don't have to use a whole lot of battery defending this one. I'd like to get a little closer to the Haas. No, not so close as I was the other time.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
It's alright, I knew that one was coming. Okay, there goes the Red Bull. Missed a shift there. Wow, you're really opening up that corner there, Yuki. sort of parking the car in the middle of the track.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap.
Kept our teammate in the train too. By slowing up this whole group, I think it might be able to help him out a little bit too.
You should be feeling the effects of some tyre wear soon, so stay on your toes.
Some effects of tire wear, huh? I'm hanging on for dear life at this point.
Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Ooh, I thought we might have sped on that entry. That was real close. Okay, good stop, guys. Come on, we need a good stop. Gosh. Bad stop at the worst possible time. Not only was it a 5-second stop, I think I had to sit there for another 4 seconds while a bunch of cars drove past me. I might be just completely out of the points in this race now. Like Verstappen was 3 places behind me, and now he's 3.7 seconds ahead. I'll bet we come out behind our teammate too. That's fine, I'll take the track warning, I don't care. Teammates in the
Joshua's
pits.
coming in for his stop.
He looks like he's been stopped for a while. I think he had a bad stop from the team as well. There he is. Yep. Lost position to our teammate. Thanks to our pit crew. there's one position. I almost just cycled up on some pit stops because now we're 9 and 10. Okay, well, okay.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Oh, look at that. Understeer from the dirty air. First shot to get Gasly here. Go around the outside. Switches to the inside. Well, the slow pit stop didn't hurt me as much as I had thought, but I mean, I probably could have saved some tires instead of having to do some overtaking. Okay, I've got 2 track limit warnings.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Green flag.
Not sure if that was the right move, but we'll find out. We're just going to go full-on battery dumps to defend. Doesn't matter how slow we are entering that corner. All that matters is we get a good exit and get the battery down. Make a little bit of daylight between us and him, which we've done. Once again, this is it. All the battery. I think we've got him. We can take the racing line. Cover the inside. Make sure he doesn't sneak a nose up. Out of the final corner. On power, he's going to have a little bit of DRS to help him. Stay tight to the inside. Short run, P6.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And that was no flashbacks, too. That was just straight up racing. I have a limit of 3 via the settings, but none use this race.
Here's the checkered flag, and our winner has Landoed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
Well, another race victory today. You could clearly see they were driving out there with very little pressure. You know, they know they have the performance, they know they've got the car under them as well, and this has done no harm, of course, for their championship chances.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Huge weekend for the team. P6, P8 finishes. We both moved up. I moved up 1 spot. Joshua up 2 spots from his grid. So I think overall our best qualifying performance, definitely our best race performance as a team. Antonelli and Bortoletto were the DNFs. A couple of 2-stoppers, but it looks like the 1-stop was indeed the better strategy overall, because yeah, basically everybody who 2-stopped, except for, Leclerc 2-stopped out of pole position and was just nowhere. I mean, the McLarens were absolutely flying though too. They were super quick. What does that do for our standings? So that moves us up into, Victor Martins up into tie for P9 and 10 with Gasly, or Albon rather. Joshua Pierce into a tie with Gasly, and as far as constructors go, we are now the 5th rated constructors, 16 points. Obviously very top heavy as far as the point scoring goes, but yeah, it's a good result. It's a big result for the team there. A lot of damage this week though. 35k in repairs, that's not great. Drop my phone. Ooh, we're almost up to that next level of fan sentiment. Almost. I think we have the opportunity. I think we get some more sponsor slots once we hit fan sentiment number 2.
Good news. We've just completed the development of a part and it's now ready for fitting. But be sure to check in at the Assign Upgrades screen when you get the chance.
Looks like a fairly busy weekend. Let's see. What can we do? Let's get recruitment drive, because I know we've increased. So let's start building up that that team. We'll do a aero department focus as well. Yeah, research blitz. What we got? Let's do a chassis blitz as well. Personnel events. Morale. I know we've kind of lowered the morale in everywhere but aero recently, so let's get some of these other ones up. Yeah, let's go ahead and focus entirely on the development team this week. Fan outreach. Let's see if we can get that fan rating up. And let's go with the advertising campaign. See if we can't push it over that border to fan rating number 2 soon. Both drivers finishing the points. Fantastic. Title sponsor has increased again. Nice. Before we do that, what do we got going on? Engineering, I think, yeah, improved comms development has completed as well. Research. What do we got in the pipeline? Beamwing is done researching. We've got some drag reduction available, so let's start that research. Underfloor research is done. I think we're stuck until we get facility improvement here. Yep. So that's as good as it's going to get for the moment. We have unlocked some upgrades. Ooh, that's the big one. I want to make sure that that energy recovery system moving in the right direction. That's the early seasons. Managing that battery is always so tricky with how much you can recover. Really helps later on. Let's see. Floor stiffening stays are going to be done soon. Okay, no available developments. We can do there. Personnel, looks like we've got their upgrade is done as well. Audience engagement. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. Let's keep the upgrade train going. That's 18 days. We have the opportunity for another improvement here. There's a lot. Ooh, we have lots of options down here. Let's go with... Let's start getting the development expansion. Let's make sure we can start building things, building upgrades at the same time. Where's our aero development? That's the one I want. Because then we can just start getting all upgrades on the car at the same time. Title sponsor, what did we get from them? We've got, ooh, a new decal design. I might do that. I'll be back. So here we have small changes. We've got the new colorful xenon dynamics. So we've put that on the front wing and rear wing sponsors. It didn't look quite right on the side of the car. Maybe if we continue with this title sponsor next year, we'll integrate the color scheme of the car to match with this title sponsor. I don't want to change the color scheme of the car entirely mid-season. Looks good. Yeah, I like that, the pink of that one. And we'll get some new stuff. Yeah, once we get fan rating 2, we'll be able to dump a bunch of secondary sponsors on, which might be when we advance here. So let's back it up. Okay. Advance.
Sorry to disturb. Need you for a moment, please, boss?
Okay, event engineering. What do we got? Sponsor, propose integrating advanced analytics into our operations. 75 grand. That's, yeah, let's go ahead and raise the title sponsor loyalty some more. That's an easy choice. Ooh, 2 failed developments.
Hey boss, really pleased to say that early talks have progressed well, and we're now in a position to have a first meeting with them to learn more about what we're each after.
Great. Yeah, let's go to the meeting. Let's see what we got. A penalty if we don't finish 7th. I think next year we'll be able to pull that off. And we're already, you know, almost a fan rating 2. I think we've got good opportunity for him. Not ready to sign a contract just yet, but we are moving kind of
Things are
towards what
progressing
he's
well.
looking for.
We've got a bit more into the weeds of discussions following that first early meeting. In a good way. You know, details. I'll keep you posted. It's not over the line yet.
Okay, let's go ahead. Engineering. Let's restart these developments that failed. Yeah, we've got a pipeline of upgrades that are just waiting to start now. So we definitely need to get these developments out. Yeah, we got spark plugs waiting in the power unit. We gotta get moving.
Hey, Chief. We've got multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
All right, what do we want to focus on? We've already spent some points here in, what did we do? Personnel and corporate. What do we got? Yeah, let's kind of even build at least a star. Oh, well, we don't need the resource points. We're probably fine. What is it later down, though? Do we get... Reduced upgrade times would be really good to get. So it's pretty much all resource points. Let's focus more on... Ooh, what do I want to focus on? Let's go ahead and gain fan rating when facility improvements are done. Okay, I think that's a good one. Great. Let's head over to research. So wing mirrors are done. Let's start this gurney flap research. Chassis is nothing we can do. It's got one in progress. Okay, completed research there. So we can do the control electronics upgrade. Oh, turbocharger would be free. Okay. We'll get that one going shortly. Developments. Okay, floor stiffening is done. Let's start on... Let's get these secondary wing flaps started. Chassis plank is done. Let's get the other plank underway. Powertrain. Failed development on pistons, so we gotta reassign that. ICE is good, so we'll get the MGUK started. Okay, great. And now assign upgrades. We got the new plank is going to go to Pierce. 13 and 13, so we're nice and even there. And there we have it. Thank you all for joining me once again. Another episode of the F1 series. We've got Miami, so headed to a home race up next. That's round 6 of the season. See you guys next time. Peace.